most realistic training. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I look forward to the committee's questions.
Thank you very much, General Boudreau. We now proceed to Lieutenant General McMillian. Please proceed with your opening statement.
Chairman Wilson, Ranking Member Bardalo, and distinguished members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today to testify on behalf of the Commandant of the Marine Corps about the state of readiness of your Marine Corps Reserve. I'm honored to be here today alongside Lieutenant General Boudreau and Lieutenant General Dana. Also with me today is my 4th Sergeant Major, Scott D. Grade. I've been at the helm of Marine Forces Reserve for 2.5 years, and I am pleased to inform you that your Marine Corps Reserve is thriving. Morale remains high, as evidenced by reserve component end strength climbing to 99% of our total requirement, a re-enlistment rate increasing over 25% over the past 3 years, all while the demand for reserve support to combatant commander requirements continues to rise. The responsibility that we carry in Marine Forces Reserve is to be able to respond tonight, and on a moment's notice with fully manned, fully trained, fully equipped, and superbly led compatible units that can instantly and seamlessly plug and play into active component formations. We have to expertly move, shoot, and communicate across the battlefield. It's our #1 priority. The critical capabilities provided by Marine Forces Reserve to the total force increases the lethality of the Corps and contributes to the competitive advantage maintained over our adversaries. Today, your Marine Forces Reserve continues to augment and reinforce the active component as America's force in readiness by being forward deployed and forward engaged while maintaining forces to support major contingency operations. At any given time, Marine Forces Reserve stands ready to provide a brigade-size element of Reserve Marines and sailors fully trained for combat operations to support the active component in order to form a total force fight-tonight capability based on established timelines in support of a crisis or contingency response. The remainder of our force remains poised to augment and reinforce given appropriate amounts of pre-deployment training based on their wartime mission assignments. I would like to leave this distinguished body with 2 thoughts on how continued support from Congress can result in a more lethal reserve force, capable of seamlessly integrating into the total force, postured to prevent conflict, yet ready to prevail in the next fight. #1, Reserve Marines have 38 training days per year, and every scheduled event from a rifle range to an administrative inspection, to vehicle maintenance, to a medical dental stand-down is preparation for combat. Missed training opportunities are often unrecoverable in terms of personnel, material, and training readiness, while morale and retention of the force, along with our gracious families and supporting employers, suffers. During the shutdown on January 20th, 2 of 3 training days were lost. Some units had multi-day or week-long exercises which were canceled or cut short. Ultimately, almost 8,000 personnel across 62 units had their drill weekend canceled or reduced, resulting in lost training opportunities. I cannot afford to lose 1 day, 1 hour, or 1 minute of training for our nation's most precious assets, our young volunteer men and women who make up your Marine Corps Reserve. Therefore, I cannot overemphasize how a lapse of appropriations negatively impacts readiness across the reserve force, and I ask for your support through timely authorization and appropriations, which will further strengthen our readiness and ensure we remain ready to fight and win when called upon to do so. And #2, the Marine Corps Reserve benefits from the annual National Guard and Reserve Equipment Appropriation. However, an increase from 1% of this $750 million appropriation would further assist us in the procurement of critical shortfall items and modernization of equipment and systems as defined by law. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today and look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much, General